Hey, how's it going, everyone? Saintsfan here, and welcome to another GTA 5 video. Today, we're going to be talking about the best four-door vehicle in the game, because recently, as many of you guys know, the Sprunk Buffalo was released into the game, and for most people, it is probably free. So that gives people, a lot of incentive to go out and get it. And in this video, hopefully, by the end of it, you will know whether or not it's good compared to some of the other four-door vehicles. So, as always, simple airport test here. Mostly this just tests the acceleration and the top speed. I mean, handling, you can't really get a feel of that unless you're actually doing races or driving it around free mode. I will say, in terms of handling, the Sprunk Buffalo, it feels really good, at least to me. And I'm not the greatest driver, and I mean, that's kind of saying something, that I like the way it handles, I like the way it feels. As for the testing, we tested it against the Armored Kuruma. Even though I think the regular Kuruma might be faster, I just figured most people have the Armored Kuruma, so that's something that, at least in free mode, you're going to be using. The Sultan, just because it's a freaking beautiful car, and it's up there with one of the best, and then the Shafter V12, that's the other four-door vehicle. In addition, in a few of the tests, we have the Masacro, just so you can get an idea of how it compares against like the top of the line of the sports cars. And honestly, well, besides the Shafter V12 in these tests, it's a pretty tight race between the Armored Kuruma, the Sultan, and the Sprunk Buffalo. Really, it just depends on which one gets the better start, because they all have such like really similar stats that it doesn't really matter that much. Unlike the V12, where you can just see in these tests, like in top speed, that thing is a beast, man. I don't think it's the fastest anymore because of the Pifster 811, but it's crazy how that thing even beats like the Masacro in terms of top speed. The one negative to the Shafter, though, if you're thinking or you're seeing this and you're like, oh wow, the Shafter V12 is so much better, it doesn't have the best handling. Honestly, like out of all three of the cars, or out of all four of the four-door vehicles, I think the Shafter has the worst handling. And if you're wondering, like, in terms of lap times, the Shafter V12 actually does have the best lap time. And then it's the Sultan, and then the Sprunk Buffalo, and then the Armored Kuruma. But honestly, since these are in the sports class, I don't think you're going to be using these in races that often if you have the option to use a Masacro or a Jester. You're just going to be at such a disadvantage. So, like, the reason I'm making this video is because the only time, at least for me, and I figured mainly for you guys, that you use these four-door vehicles is in free mode, or maybe in missions or something. And I mean, you're seeing the tests, in the gameplay right now. Like I said, there's really not that much difference between the three sports cars, the Kuruma, the Sultan, and the Sprunk Buffalo. I mean, I guess ultimately it's going to come down to whether or not you want something that looks good, has a lot of customization, can give you, the armor like the Kuruma, or, the livery, like the Sprunk Buffalo. Another thing you may be wondering, the Buffalo is a rear-wheel drive. It's not an all-wheel drive, so the acceleration, like off the start, it's not going to be that good unless you get, a good start yourself. But yeah, answering that question of which four-door vehicle is the best is kind of tough. I mean, I guess in terms of everything, probably the Shafter, just because if it has, one of the top speeds in the game, and then it's got a really good lap time. I guess if you're strictly going for performance, get it. But to me, I don't like the way the car looks. And in my opinion, both the Sultan and the Sprunk Buffalo are the best looking, four-door vehicles. So that is it with the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Oh, if you're wondering, the Contender is actually the fastest lap time vehicle in the SUV class, if anyone was wondering. But yeah. That is it with the video. Let me know in the comments, what do you think the best four-door vehicle is? See you in the next one. Drop a like, subscribe, all that stuff. As always, it's your boy Saintsfan. I'm out. Peace.